How's it going, everybody? Now that I've got your attention with the video title, I'm gonna tell you why this will probably never happen. I know a lot of people have been complaining about how Salvage is a useless currency right now, as everybody has a ton of it, and I agree. But for one simple reason, we will not see a Salvage into Steel exchange. And that very reason is because microtransactions exist. It's frowned upon by a lot of communities and people really dislike it, but the reality is that more and more people use that option to skip the perceived grind. Let me give you a few hard facts that show this. Only a few weeks ago, a lot of articles came out that show that for the very first time in Ubisoft's history, the revenue through microtransactions has overtaken their digital sales. Just for clarification, microtransactions don't just include the in-game currency sale, but also all the DLCs and season passes. And not only that, both digital sales and the sales of microtransactions has gone up considerably over the last few years. So it's not just like digital sales go down and thus resulting in more in-game sales. For the fiscal year of 2019, Ubisoft predicts that microtransactions will make up a total of 25% of their earnings. So as you can see, it is an increasing trend and future games will certainly reflect that. So we're not some form of exception here in For Honor. And to make this even more clear, let's take a closer look at the last 4 weeks and what kind of content was available for us. I don't really want to say Ubisoft manipulated or tricked its player base into buying stuff, but they certainly incentivized all of us into spending a huge chunk of our steel. And keep in mind, we're close to the start of a new season, a time where a lot of players need 30,000 steel just to get the new characters. So, 3 or 4 weeks ago we had our Halloween event. They used this to introduce a new type of effect. Because of the added mask, they set the price to 20,000, but at the same time gave us a discount so it was only 15k. A week later they gave us the Howl at the Moon emote. The very first thing that had a limited time frame in which you could get it. And in the same week they introduced all the bundles in the shop that made both the mask effect and the emote even cheaper if you had already unlocked the Halloween effects and outfits. This suggested people that it's a great deal, and I'm sure a lot of them spent more steel than they would have if it was just a normal new mythic outfit. I'm no exception, I have it on 4 different characters. And now, last week we got the new executions. Throughout the whole season we got no new ones. They saved them for a very last week of the off-season. And to be honest, they really outdid themselves with those. The player base has been bugging them for new ones for literally months. The anticipation was quite big. And just by looking at my own matches, I see them all the time. People have been buying them left and right. Then the next thing that might have gone a little unnoticed are the event rewards. We've usually gotten 2k steel. Now they switched it to 1k steel and 2 crates. The value is still the same, but it's a subtle change and they can easily justify this with gear for the new characters, but in the end it's still a little dent in our steel earnings. So to summarize, in just the last 3 weeks they had a ton of deals that made people spend a lot of their steel. So now your broke ass wants the new characters as well, so what is your go-to option? Exactly. You either get the season pass or shell out some euros for the steel to buy them. And just to get back to my initial premise, microtransactions are not only increasing on their own, developers also try to make them more attractive to the players with certain actions. No matter how subtle, but they're certainly trying. I personally think it's very smart and they're doing a great job, as I haven't seen any complaints in that regard from the player base. If you're someone that is unable to save any of his or her steel, the next time when there are sales, ask yourself, do you really need it, or is it just nice to have? I hope you like this sort of content. It's a little different than what I normally do, but the amount of people requesting the exchange feature of Salvage into steel should realize that it's simply about money. I'm sure we'll see a new way to spend our Salvage eventually, but as long as people buy steel with real money, it's not gonna happen. Thanks for watching, laters everybody. Microtransactions. Fuck's sake, it's not that hard a word. Grütze Finval.